welcome to another episode of the 300's DriveTime. Today, the one thing I really want to focus on are the Red Sox and them being a flawed team. Despite sitting in first place, being tapped first place, give or take a couple of days here and there, they're right there for the AL East crown. But it just feels like a team that, even if they win the division, it seems like they're going to run into some issues in the playoffs. Similar to last year, they were a good team, but they got swept in the first round. It just feels like a team that, while it plays well at times, there's too many things that are going to be dragging it back, whether it's the shitty starting pitching from guys like David Price. I mean, you get Prominence looking fine here or there, but the guy's going to give up 8 runs one of these nights when he can barely get through the 5th inning. You got guys like Hanley Ramirez, who refused to play first base. The guy we signed to play left field, then moved to the infield, and then moved to first base, and he played fine. David Ortiz retires, and there's no one there to be his big brother to say, get your shit together. And now the guy refuses to play. He's got sore knees. He's got sore shoulders. He's got a crank in his neck from turning his neck too quick, and the guy refuses to play the field. Meanwhile, you got guys we picked up like Mitch Moreland. He had a home run in 3 straight games while he's got a broken fucking foot. Guy's got a broken toe, and he's going out there and he's mashing home runs, playing the field, doing a great job, doing better than anyone expected. And Hanley Ramirez is sitting there on the bench. And I'll give John Farrell credit. The guy who usually is covering for everyone, talking like a robot, talking out of the side of his mouth, giving play-by-play of the night before his events. He came out and he called out Hanley pretty blatantly. He didn't come out and say his name, but if you're listening to that press conference, he says, Mitch Moreland, he's setting an example for the rest of the team. And I think that's a direct shot at guys like Hanley, guys at like Pablo Sandoval, who's another complete bum we'll get to in a minute. I mean, David Price has been fine, but now you're hearing reports about him with his cracked fingernail, and he just seems like another guy who's about to implode. Obviously he already imploded once with that explosion in the clubhouse yelling at the media. I think the pressure's starting to get to the guy, and if he has a rough summer, if he has a few poor starts in a row, this guy could just blow up. Moving on to Pablo Sandoval. So this guy, $95 million contract. I know at the time a lot of people said this is probably too much money for a guy who's not a power hitter. He's overweight. He's probably not going to age well. But sure, he's the panda. We can market him. He'll play great. He's got good playoff numbers. So he comes here. He sucks. He gets hurt. He misses a season. He's back this year. He's terrible. He's in and out of the lineup. John Farrell can't even use the guy. They were playing him in games and taking him out in the 7th, 8th inning because they just didn't trust him playing defense. He's ate his way out of playing third base. And not to mention, he can't hit. So you're pinch hitting him. You're taking him out of the game. We had our friggin' catcher, Christian Vasquez, playing third base at the end of a game the other night because John Farrell did not want Pablo Sandoval out there. You have a catcher playing third base over third baseman because you don't trust him. So now they've invented another phantom injury for him. Ear infection. Get the fuck out of here. And now he just got demoted to AAA Pawtucket. And that might be the last we see of Pablo Sandoval in a Red Sox uniform. The fact that they're even having a straight face saying that he needs to rehab after going on the DL with an ear infection is laughable. So hopefully that's the end of it. But the things that make it even worse, looking at how bad Pablo's playing, and granted that wasn't a Dombrowski move, but you're looking around at some of the other moves he's made, and he's put this team in a tough position in a lot of ways. I mean, you got guys like Pablo who suck, but then with all the prospects you traded away, there's not really a ton of guys that can come in and fill the void. I mean, you got Rafael Devers, but he's still in Double-A. He's still a young guy, and I'd love to see him come up. I'm not expecting an Andrew Benintendi Double-A jump to the majors without any issues, so it's probably a little too early for him. But all the prospects that Dombrowski's traded away has left them pretty thin. Not to mention, the guy you traded away, Travis Shaw, married Ding Dong City, a third baseman, is now raking in Milwaukee. And the guy you traded him for, Tyler Thornburg, yeah, he's hurt. As well as another guy you traded for, Carson Smith, yeah, he's hurt. What the fuck is with all these guys that he's trading for that keep getting hurt? I put Pomerantz on that list too. The guy's got a dead arm. The guy's got elbow issues. I fully expected him to blow his arm out last night in a rain delay game. The guy sits down for an hour and a half and comes back out and throws 100 pitches. I would not be surprised to hear he's had some lasting effects from that. But my point is, Dombrowski has left this team in a bind, and if they falter down the line, or they just don't have enough in the playoffs, it's going to be on him. some of the biggest acquisitions you've made have been guys that are hurt. Carson Smith, Tyler Thornburg. That's kind of left the bullpen screwed. And while they're pitching well, it's been held together by bubblegum and duct tape. And, give Farrell credit for that. Outside of Chris Sale, who's been phenomenal, a lot of the other guys you've brought in have not been great. Someone who has been strong that, last year wasn't so great, but he's pitching lights out this year is Craig Kimbrell. Craig Kimbrell, he's probably going to make the All-Star team. He leads the league in saves. But again, a guy you traded a boatload of prospects for. And someone who now has come out and said, I'm only pitching the 9th inning. I don't want to pitch the 8th inning. Stop putting me in the 8th inning. And that's another issue that Farrell's going to have to work around. But my main point here is just there's too many issues. There's too many flaws. While they look like a good team some nights, when they play really strong teams, they're getting their ass kicked. They got smoked by the Yankees in that recent series they played. Granted, they took 2 out of 3 from the Astros. I feel like this is going to be a team that's going to beat up on a lot of shitty competition in the dog days of summer. And they're going to get to the playoffs, and they're going to learn that they're not as good as they think they might be. So it's going to be on Dombrowski to try and make some moves without gashing the system further. I know he's trying to pick up some guys here and there to try and patch it together. Johnny Peralta, anybody? I'm looking forward to that. What is that guy? He's got to be almost 40, so not expecting a whole lot from him. I doubt it's going to be something where you strike lightning twice, 2 years in a row, and get another AA player to come in and save the day. So it's going to be interesting to watch. But, the Red Sox, they never lack for drama, so hopefully David Price and Hanley Ramirez can get their shit together. And Pablo Sandoval, hopefully he packs it up and does not return. So it's going to be a good summer. We'll see. I don't have the faith that a lot of people do. First place or no first place. I think this team is too flawed to make any real damage. So I guess we'll see. All right, guys, thanks for listening. We'll see you next time on the 300's Drive Time.